lot of different kinds of sport-specific training. So what is sport-specific training? Well, sport-specific training is exercises that you do when you're an athlete to prepare yourself for your sport. So if you are a golfer and you are trying to improve your game, there are specific exercises for you to do to make yourself better, to excel. Same thing with every other kind of sport out there, soccer, swimming, all of those kinds of athletics have a certain training method to make the players better. And while some people think that just getting in and actually doing the sport is the best way to train yourself for it, practical application, and that is true. You definitely need to practice your sport and able to be good at it. So whatever you are, if you're in the golf game or if you're in basketball, you need to get out a couple times a week and actually play your game. But and that's going to help you, with your skill and your technical side, perfecting and getting out there and moving your body in the different ways that it's used to for that particular sport. But then in addition to that, you should add not only sport-specific training, but also general conditioning. Because when you are involved in sports, basketball, baseball, all of those sports don't just use one set of muscles. It does require overall fitness for your whole entire body. So you need to get your general conditioning, have your endurance up so that you can compete well in your sport. And then you also, so that's your practical side, your technique. Getting out there and playing your sport, getting into it is one part of your training, and then you have your overall conditioning so that you can have your endurance and be able to stick with the sport. And then you have the exercises that are going to make you excel in the sport to get you up to the next level. Tiger Woods, when he's training, he does a lot of torso and rotational work, because when you are with your golf clubs, you gotta swing, and that uses all these muscles in here. So the person who is just out there playing every day and they're getting their technique on, they're gonna do good. But to hit that ball a little bit further, having that extra strength in your torso is going to make the difference in your game. That's why people do steroids sometimes, is because they want to get their muscles stronger so that they can be the best in their sport. But they don't need to do the steroids. They could just exercise and do sport-specific training, but I guess some people feel the need to cheat the system. Naughty, side effects, drugs are bad. So if you want to increase your game, you want to get better at something, if you are involved in sports, what I'm going to say is do 6 days a week of exercise, 2 days get out there and play your sport. So if you are a soccer player, go out and kick that ball around. Even if you don't have anyone to play against, you can get out in the field and you can kick it, you can practice, you can shoot some goals. Same thing with baseball. Get out there and swing some bats, catch some things. If you're a swimmer, get into the pool 2 times a week. The other 2 times a week, do sports-specific training. So if you're a soccer player, you're going to want to work those legs. If you're a golfer, you got to get that torso. Swimmers, you need strong shoulders and backs and legs. You need it everywhere. And the other 2 days a week, do general strength training and conditioning. So you're doing interval, you get your 20 minutes on the cardio and then do another 20 minutes of strength training. So you got 6 days. Do general, specific, play. General, specific, play, and then you have a day of rest. And that's going to help you get into your game. That's going to help you excel the most. So while sport-specific training is necessary, you shouldn't do sport-specific training every single day, because Number one, your muscles need to rest. So if you are constantly working your torso muscles, they won't have a chance to rebuild. So you need to give them that day off. So you'd have, you're on your days off where you're doing your general conditioning. Stay away from those muscles. Do something different. And then, when that day comes, when it's time to get into those muscles, put those weights on it. Get that extra resistance. You gotta amp it up, strengthen those muscles so that when you swing your bat, you can swing harder. You can swing farther. A person who, it's just logic. If I'm a weak person and I have a weak swing, I'm not going to hit the ball far. If I'm a strong person and I have a strong swing, then I am going to hit the ball a lot further. So it's not just skill. There is some, you can have natural ability at sports, but there are secrets and tricks to getting yourself as a better player, as a better athlete, without doing steroids. You can amp up your game just by incorporating some specific training methods that are